Hi, I'm Emily Keene with Keene Dressage, and this is part 3 of Why Emily for Horses. We're still talking about this concept about how do I make a horse that loves their work? What do you do? What are the components of that? That's one of my very biggest goals, actually, is to produce a horse that loves to work. I mean, that's the kind of horse you want to ride, right? So the next component, part 3, is being able to determine what kind of frequency, how many repetitions you should do of a particular concept or movement. And I feel like there's a really big difference between practicing something and drilling something. And I do not drill horses, and I feel really strongly that it's discouraging for horses. It's not productive at all. In fact, it can be quite destructive. So I'm going to cover a couple of common scenarios when I'm working on something. The first one I call one and done, and that is when a horse is right on the cusp of learning something, they're getting it almost, and then they get it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but the concept is clear. They do that one time, it's clear for them, they're done. And the reason that I do that is it helps them to feel their win. It helps them to feel the reward in that, and it leaves on a really cheerful note. It's very, very good to do that. It can lead to some sort of strange rides sometimes, like sometimes if I'm preparing for a concept and I've been kind of leading up to it and connecting dots to it, and then I get on and I go ahead and ask for it, and they get it, I might have a really super short ride that day because they get to be done. So that's called one and done. That's a common scenario. There's another common scenario where if they just do one more, they can get a little more confidence with it. So I'll do that. I'll do one more if I can feel, like sometimes I can feel that the horse wants to do it again. Sometimes I feel that the horse goes, oh, I think I got that. And they want to do it again. They want to try that one more time. So sometimes one more, I'll just call that one more for confidence. Sometimes there's a situation that comes along where they're taking something really seriously and they need to add some playfulness to it. And what I'll do in that case is I'll do repetitions that are very brief and interspersed with something that they find easy. And I make sure to keep it really light, and I make sure to keep the energy of the work really light. And that's kind of in and out of it, in and out of it, in and out of it, to help them understand it's not hard. It's not serious. They don't have to get all serious about it, and that's to add playfulness to it. There's another scenario that happens where something needs to become routine. And what I'll do is I'll, stay with me here, buddy. He's got to stay on his mark. He's my little helper for this series. There we go. When something needs to become routine, it takes very good feel to know when you should stop, because at that point you're doing something a lot. You're doing it a lot. It's like it's becoming the new normal, and you need to be really careful in that situation that you stop before they get discouraged or tired. So that one's a tricky one, but it's a really important one because it leads to the next thing, which is the new normal. Okay, so if I'm asking a horse to move, to change the frame they're carrying, this is a really good example. You know, I might ask them for more engagement and more uphill, but I don't ask them to keep that the whole ride when they're first learning it. But over time, it becomes the new normal. So there's one other thing that comes to mind, and that is when something is too routine and they need to improve it, and that you're pushing for better. So the repetition is going to depend on when you get that better. So this requires a very highly tuned ability to read the horse. Every horse is different, and they can be different depending on the concept, and they can be different day to day. So I'm really good at reading horses. I'm really good at knowing how to set them up for success, and I'm really good at letting them feel their success so that they start to go, yeah, cool, like I nailed it. And that's really fun. That's really fun. So that one is practicing, not drilling, and how do you know how much to repeat something? Thanks for watching.